And we are back. Now I am commentating after having beat Upster. Kind of free win, but it's okay. I am back with Freddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Free win. Abster means that little to you. I
After
love
barely
the
going for game.
confidence.
Yeah, yeah. With my
But yeah,
homebrew.
doing good, doing good. I'm excited to do some more commentating with you. It seems like we're always paired up.
Yeah, we're always paired up for all the Moss games. For all the Moss games.
Yes, that's who we've got next. We've got Moss versus Krullzor, with Red Green Smoker versus Black Purple Luffy. Very interesting matchup.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup. I don't think Moss played Black Purple in the league before.
Oh, so this is a
Against
first for him.
I don't think if he's faced the deck yet. Maybe against Rai. I'm not sure. Yeah, he might have played it against. He might have had the matchup against Rai come up before. Not sure. So maybe it's his second time playing against Black Purple.
Oh, it's already looking pretty rough for Moss. Krullzor got his curve beautifully. Got first, got the Searcher, and then into the Ramp Zoro. That's just a beautiful curve. If he finds, say, that 5-cost Sanji, blow up this 3-cost Sanji that Moss just played, oh, that'd be just beautiful.
Yep. I mean, I think the matchup should be pretty okay for Moss. Because, like, a lot of 7k buddies in Cruiser's deck, and Moss plays 4 Mole Pistol. So, that should be pretty strong.
True, true. He can get rid of that beer Luffy pretty quickly. I mean, that's a pretty staple card in Black Purple Luffy decks now since the starter decks came out. But they still got a bit of extra top end. They're still running that Rush 9 cost Luffy from OP09. I think that may be pretty hard for Moss to deal with. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. Cruiser doesn't run that card.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, I
yeah.
need to actually see the deck lists.
Yeah.
Those in chat, you can
It's
type exclamation mark deck list to see both of our competitors' deck lists. And you are absolutely right. He does not run the 9 cost Rush Luffy.
Yeah, a lot of people go like more into the mid-range aggro range of like this deck because you just play your 6 7 Beer Luffy and then usually you can follow that up pretty good with like either the Secret Rare Luffy or just the Sanji. It's usually stronger. And especially if you're going
Absolutely.
first, then you're gonna end up at 8 Don after your 6 drop. So it's a bit awkward to have the 9 drop Luffy in your deck then.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm learning new things every day about the meta, about all these evolving lists. It's great to
Yeah.
see.
And it's
And
still in some decks. So you should if you don't know your opponent's deck list, it's not unlikely that he could play it, but there's a lot of players that don't do that anymore.
absolutely, but there shouldn't be any surprises for Moss's deck. He's been running Red Green Smoker the whole league. I don't think he's made a lot of changes throughout the league, so if Krullzor has studied up, he might be able to anticipate some plays here.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, that's the one bad thing about playing the same deck for the entire weeks, for all the weeks. But I mean, last season it worked pretty good for you.
Category supremacy.
Yeah, yeah,
God, just losing to you in the final. It hurt.
yeah.
I think it was you on Nami and then lost to two teachers.
That's
Teachers,
true.
such a
Yeah,
bad matchup. But we see Moss coming down with the 5-cost smoker. Really good for the red green smoker deck. Where he stands 3 Don. And is that just pass? Or is he thinking about his play? Ah, he's
Yes,
thinking.
yeah.
Gets down another Sanji. This is a lot of pressure from Moss, though.
Yeah, it's a really strong opening. Moss always somewhat draws his good opening. Nah, the deck's early game is pretty consistent nowadays because you have 8 searchers for your early game. Like because the smoke has both Navy and Punk Hazard. So it's not unlikely that you're gonna find it. But I mean these are 6k buddies on your opponent's turn, but your opponent might become a 7k leader. So it's still quite an investment to swing with them. Kinda like 4k buddies.
Absolutely. Forcing out 2 Don commitment from Krullzor on the Searcher Law to hit into this Punk Hazard Sanji. That's a big commitment there. I mean, it's looking like he's got 6 Don open there, so it's looking like a beer Luffy's coming down. That would put Krullzor in a pretty good position here.
For sure. A lot of defense and 7k leader. Pretty strong. Can also leave up 1 down for Giant then because he was gonna get 1 down back from the beer Luffy and his leader ability.
Absolutely. So Moss lets the Sanji go, draws 1 card off the ability. Very interesting point there that he did counter out the first swing from the law. Do you think that was his strategy going into this? Just protect his board as much as he could? Or was that just to bait out the Zoro swing into the Sanji?
I mean, if you give a 1k on the law swing and then let the Zoro swing connect, then it's kind of like you countered like a 5k swing to your leader. But I mean, in this spot, maybe technically he could have went 6-7 with the Zoro, so his 1k became a 2k if that was like the plan. So it's not bad to give him a card here.
Fair
Sometimes
enough,
it's
fair
good.
enough.
Good. Yeah, sometimes it's good to like, let's say someone hits you with like 6 on your 6k body, and if you let it die, like you want, it's not gonna survive, but like the next swing's like a 9k swing, you still give that 1 card and then have the bigger swing tank it. But I mean, if Moss wanted to play Kid anytime soon, maybe he should have just let it die and took more of his life.
Yeah, absolutely. On that point, he did just use his blocker Rosinante there. And I would say there, yeah, if he wanted to play as 8 cost kid, he maybe should have kept his Rosinante up. But maybe he just
Yeah.
wanted to use it before a Nusahachi came down.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw Krullzor pick up Gamma Knife, so Kid not the best option anymore.
And that is the one of in the deck, it looks
Yeah,
like.
it's the one of.
Found it off the searcher. So good into the kid. Makes it a 3k body. Doesn't even get the buff from the red green smoker ability because it's neither Navy nor Punk Hazard. So it's just there to die, marked for death. And that's not a good position. So I guess Moss now has to get rid of this beer Luffy.
Yeah, if he has
A
a
more pistol
Mulligan,
here would be
yeah,
great.
that would be just insane. And you play that card almost for free because you resend 3 of those 4 Don, which is insane.
Oh, true, true. 1 Don KO a 7k body.
It is so strong, yeah.
What a card.
If you go second as smoker, you can on 5 Don on 6 Don play your smoker, restand 3 Don, and then you have 4 Don left to pop something. That's really strong.
That's busted.
Yeah. And then next season, in OP12, when they have Mihawk, the 8 drop that restands 4 Don. You play the Mihawk, you restand 4 Don from the Mihawk ability and restand 3 Don from Smoke and your leader. So you played an 8k blocker for 1 Don. And you could still play like a Beckman or Mulgan or something.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah. I think next set, Smoker's already very good, but I feel like next set it gets much better. Maybe the meta doesn't get much better for the deck because now it's already looking in a good spot, but maybe like Zoro or something next set is not too great of a matchup. But being able to play Mihawk instead of Kid and then playing Perona for the Slash Searcher is very strong because then you have searchable high end, which is the biggest weakness of Smoker right now because you can search stuff like Sanji, your Smoker, your blocker, some 2Ks, but like Kid and Hody are both not searchable. Unless you're Moss, then Hody for some reason.
Then you don't need to
Yeah,
search it. You just always have it.
you just always have the Hody.
Although that was a point, actually. I remember at the London regionals who went there, and I think Jack played against a red green smoker that was running a Fishman Island list. So he's running the Kami just to search out his Hody Jones. That was a very interesting concept there. But I think you're right, running the Perona next set for the searchable slash. Search out the Mihawk blocker, search out the. Is that 5 cost? Yeah, that 5 cost smoker is slash. Because it's technically Tashigi, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be good next set, but let's not worry about next set. Let's worry about this game. I mean, Moss is really piling the pressure on here. Already got that smoker swing blocked by the Frankie, so no banish went through. I think that was a good choice there. And choosing actually not to use his Krullzor here, not using his Robin blocker, where he can Don -1 and do the search. Do you think he's just trying to keep on his 10 Don here?
Yeah, likely. The Robin blocker is in best use to find Giant, which in hand he right now doesn't really need. And then he could still do that next turn. And both of these blockers are unlikely going to swing in the future. So if both of them you just want to use as like a jump blocker, then yeah, keeping the Robin alive for now is probably better. You're more flexible if you can search later. Okay, we see 7 into Zoro.
Okay, so Moss is just clearing board here. Very nice, trying to keep some
Yeah.
of the pressure off himself. Passes over. And, I think that's actually pretty smart because it looks like Krullzor's only got one life. If he does play that rush Luffy, he's forced to take a life if he restands it. So if he's going to take that life voluntarily anyway, there's no point putting resources into a 7k leader when
For
there's a
sure.
5k body right out there. I think that's a really good choice there.
Yeah, it's also important for him to keep some of the bodies off the board because usually, like a 5k body, if your plan is to play Kid soon, doesn't bother you as much. But we saw the Gamma Knife in Cruiser's hand, so Moss probably not doesn't want to go for like a Kid play, but just win through board control. That's pretty smart. But we didn't have the Mulgun for the 7k body for the Beer Luffy, which is very bad.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Moss here. That beer Luffy's going to stick around, keep generating value for Krullzor, giving him plus 2k to his leader. 7k leader. Who thought that was a good idea? Come on, Bandai.
I mean, right next to me, I have a deck sleeve that on average is a 9k leader.
Oh
uh,
my god. Are you back on the black yellow Luffy?
yeah, I love Black Yellow Luffy.
Nice.
Ask me if you listen to this. Please don't.
Okay, so he lets the Sanji go, draws another card here. I mean, Moss is looking pretty healthy in hand size here. He's got, what, 6, 7 cards in hand? With a pretty decent board. That's pretty good here.
I mean, if you could be crazy and Gamma Knife the Smoker here, because then even if your opponent plays Kid now, there's not much like going on his board to get rid of the Smoker.
Looks like he's
But
going for life instead, just trying to
oh,
pressure Moss, putting him in a position where he's kind of forced to play that ACOS kid.
yeah, just plays a second B Luffy, so now Morgan is not that important anymore because he's gonna be a 7k leader regardless. You could still Mulligan the active one to just get rid of a buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a very good play. Interestingly enough, Krullzor opts not to use the effect, doesn't Don -2 on the second one to be a 9k leader.
It doesn't
Oh no,
work,
it sets
unfortunately.
you to 7.
The judge, the judge. The
Oh,
judge
I'm
doesn't
so
read.
used to the black yellow
Yeah,
Luffy
yeah,
just being like plus 2k, plus 2k. But
yeah.
no, you're right. It sets you to
It
7.
is 7k base. So if you're like a 6k base leader, like Red Purple Luffy, you could still use the Beer Luffy, but it would only buff you by 1k, not by 2k.
Oh, yeah, hands up. I'm caught.
Yeah, oh god. The judge can't read cards. Find you a
God,
new
I
one.
knew it was a mistake to start casting.
Yeah,
Now everyone knows I'm not that good.
no one's
This is why
gonna
I stick to
accept your
Katakuri.
application. Yeah, no one's gonna accept your applications now.
No.
There's an interesting play. You could also mulligan the Luffy, but kill the Robin. Like you kill you mulligan the rested Luffy, that's minus 5k, and then you can still pop the Robin blocker.
Oh, very interesting play, yeah. And then you can just swing into the rest of Leafy with your Virgos.
Yeah, I think that's very strong actually.
If you know you can't get rid of both Beer Luffys, then yeah, try to maximize getting rid of one of them. I think that's a very smart play. Also, forces Krullzor into a choice here where does he Don -1 on the Robin to get the search off? But then if he does Gum Gum Giant, that's another Don -2. He'll only be on 9 Don next turn. So that could be a pretty awkward spot there.
Yeah, it's probably the best Moss has here. If
Only if he has it, though.
If there wasn't a gamma knife in your opponent's hand, you could do the play we just talked about. Oh,
Oh,
we
I was
see
gonna say
we see
it's
the
always
signature card.
Hody with Moss,
Oh
though.
no. Oh no, is he gonna forget? I was about to say. That's also strong, but
Oh, he always has it. And there's always that devil on his shoulder that's just like, but you could just play Hody. Just
yeah,
play Hody.
that's risky here though.
Do you think he's going for game here?
It is unlikely that it's going to work, but it is it's probably like some sort of his plan maybe. I mean, if you wanted to kill the Luffy, then Mulligan of course is better, but maybe he just didn't have Mulligan. If there wasn't a Gamma Knife in Krullzor's hand, we could have also done Mulligan, which costs 4, so we restand 3 of those down, and we still have 9. Which means we can clear the Robin blocker, swing 2 at the Luffy's, and then play Kid and use its ability. That would be a crazy turn.
Man, if only. But you're absolutely right. That Gamma Knife would just completely ruin it. So we got a 9k here coming into the 7k leader. I'm not actually sure how many cards Krullzor has in his hand here, but that gets counted out. And I think he's left with about... Oh, I can't quite see there. Is it 5 cards?
Yeah, it's around 4 or 5 probably.
And we know one of them's a Gum Gum Giant, and the other's a Gamma Knife. Both bricks. So I think, yeah, he just swings 8, 9, and hopes that he doesn't have another 2k.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
Yeah, there it is.
It's unlikely.
I think this might be GG for game 1 here. I don't see a way that Moss can kind of pivot here and survive.
Maybe hope he ran out of counter now and try to swing 7 at the Luffy, maybe leave up some counter event or something. And then try
True,
to
looks like he's got
survive.
4 cards in hand. 2 of them are bricks.
Yeah, that's 7.
I think 7 at the beer Luffy might be his best shout.
Yeah, also still very unlikely, but not impossible. It does die.
It goes through. Very nicely done. And then just clears out this Robin.
Which is risky. Could find a lot of things from this. Like a 6 drop, yeah, or this one.
Oh,
now,
that is rough.
now that
That is
the blocker
Uso
on his
Hachi
board,
resting the chopper there.
and he probably didn't have an Usohachi before, or didn't want to use it because otherwise he might have protected his 7 here, Beer Luffy.
His beer Luffy, yeah, of course. I mean, we saw that he counted out with the Uso Hachi earlier with the smoker swing, counted out with Uso Hachi and the Rush Sanji.
Yeah.
So both of his rest options he counted out with to save himself. And then he just finds another rest option.
Mm.
So yeah, so what do you think? Do you think he shouldn't have attacked the Robin there?
I mean, if he has a good way to deal with it next turn, maybe he could have not done it. But yeah, I see why it's good to get rid of it now. I also feel like, let's say, especially if the Robin is still on the board, I feel like there's a good possibility Krullzor just doesn't go for game here. He still has 1 life. He still has like 5 cards or 6 cards in hand now after drawing of Robin in for turn. So there's 1 more in life. He could play around Hody this time a lot better by just leaving more done up. So he also has use of this giant, and he's the 7k leader. So maybe if there was a Robin on board, he might not even go for game.
Good point, good point. He's not in the worst position.
Yeah.
And I think going for game here is pretty tough for Krullzor. Even though he can rest the chopper, you've got to respect that, like we said, Moss has been running Red Green Smoke of the whole league. His list hasn't changed a lot, and we know he runs that one of 2 cost 10 layer igloo. Gives plus 2k to something and then minus 3k to one of your
Yeah.
opponent's bodies. Can stop 2 swings there or stop 1 very big swing. Very flexible, and we see the 2 Don is already up for Moss with a load of other cards in hand. So I think it's going to be pretty risky for Krullzor to go for game here.
That's true. And I'm not sure if Krullzor is aware that Moss also runs 5 Hody. So next turn's definitely going to go for Hody. But there's definitely a Hody turn as well. So he needs to play around the Hody if he doesn't want to go for game.
God, I can't believe Moss been getting away with it all league.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's called him out on it. It's crazy.
Maybe he put a 6th copy in because no one called him out on it.
He's trying to push
But
the
if he
limits.
plays 6 Hody, then he might have some bricks in it.
True. It's Schrodinger's hand. It's either
Yeah.
all Hodies or it's all counter. No in between.
Yeah.
So we do see the Yuso coming out here from Krullzor, resting the chopper, and he's just going 10 into leader.
Yeah, 10 is
Yeah,
great. Plays around the event because you can buff something by 2 and then you buff by 3 and then reduce something by 2. Like it's 5k counter basically. So if he wants to use the event, it's still the event and the 1k.
true, that is pretty nice, but Moss is looking pretty healthy in hand size here. And there it comes. Essentially a plus 5k counter.
Yep.
I don't believe the minus 3k matters because he can't restand this be a Luffy. But that is plus 2k, minus 3k, and then one more k counter you can counter
Oh,
out.
one gives
And
a
then I think
2k.
this a
He
2k,
gave it
very
2k.
interesting. 7, 9. So two 2ks and a 1k can save him here.
He probably doesn't have a 1k. Oh yeah, he gave him more.
3 2ks.
Could have
He
been
did
better
have all
to
the
just
counter.
give 3 2ks on the 10 then. That's the case. There's 2. 2.
One more counter. No, it's
Nah,
another Hody and a
there had to be an Hody in
smoker.
hand. It's crazy. Could we have survived this maybe even? Maybe we could have. But yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it is really unfortunate there that that entire lethal came down to Moss killing the Robin and finding the Usohachi. That is crazy
I
bad
think we
luck on Moss's
survived
side.
this actually. Because let's say we do give on the 10, we do the on the 10 we do the 3 2ks. And then that's
Mhm.
if he doesn't switch up the way he swings. If there's another 9 coming, then the igloo comes. Then if there's another 9, we have the 2 from we would live if he gave like the
Oh,
counter
instead of
there.
the igloo on the first attack, if he
Yeah.
just went 3 2ks.
Yeah, I think unless Krullzor switches up how he swings, I think he lives.
Oh, that is crazy bad play from Moss there. I mean, he couldn't have known how he would have swung, but oh, that is unfortunate to look back on that and see that you could have survived. Oof.
Yeah, I mean instead of the what was it was 10 and then 9 9. If you do if you do the 10, he gives you 3 2ks, you do a 5,
You had
then
3 more
attach
2ks.
and then attach all in the event. I don't know. That's enough, I think.
That is plenty. Oh. Oh, well, that's what it comes down to sometimes. Just those little misplays can cost you the game. But you know what? It's a best of 3. So we just reset. We go next. And Moss is going to try and win 2 games in a row here. So he takes first off Krullzor here. Very good to keep him off curve for his perfect ramp. And he's doing pretty well here. Gets on the Sanji, 2 searches. He got the 3rd searcher down, sorry, with the Kujaku. Moss is looking pretty good here.
Just doing it in my head. I'm just trying to figure out if
He's
he
still
would
on the
have.
last game.
Yeah, he would have survived like if the Cruiser does 9 9. But if Cruiser doesn't do 9 9, there might be a way because if you do like 6 and 12 instead, 6 is a 2k and then 12 is the event, so you go to 10, 2k, 1k.
Yeah, that lives.
Yeah, that lives as well. Yeah, so if Moss could have won the first game. I hope Moss is in chat.
God, Renee, you'll spend hours debating on how bad Moss misplayed, won't you?
Just figured that out. I didn't think about that before, actually. Yeah, Moss sucks.
God damn. He's done so well in the league, though. I've got to respect the boy. He's been
is,
grinding it out with Red Green Smoker.
is he last?
No, wait.
I think he's last or second to last.
I believe in it. Like, we got to have some kind of unbiased commentary here. We got to have some balance here. You're the
Yeah.
hater. I'm the lover.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's balanced.
Oh man, but he's doing pretty well here. He's got down the Sanji, got down the Smoker as well again. Uh, Krullzor doesn't have a way to deal with this, so that Smoker's just gonna live unless he gets down the Beer Luffy here to go up to a 7k. Um, then this Smoker has a pretty good chance of connecting. Also, is that one life on Krullzor already? Did you just forget to lay out his life? What happened?
Now you're
It's all
Whitebeard with this
disappeared.
deck. You don't really want to defend your life one unless you're like a 7k leader. So you become a 7k leader with like a bunch of cards in hand, and then you're basically prime Whitebeard.
Prime Whitebeard. Very nice. God, yeah, I remember when Whitebeard was broken. 6k leader? Look at all that life. Oof. Look at all those cards in hand. Now we're on a meta of 7k leaders and oof, gives me chills. The power creep. But we've got a lot of Zoro Jiros down on
Yeah,
Krullzor's side. Very themed board here.
no
I
Sanjis
didn't
though.
see exactly what he picked up here, though.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out a way if Cruiser could have won if Moss gave 2Ks.
Oh my god, let it go.
I didn't find a way. I think Moss would have won it. But yeah, I didn't pick it up either. Might be a beer Luffy. Let's just assume it's a beer Luffy.
Oh, we find another smoker here off the Kujiaku. Pretty good. I mean, it's a 5 cost 7k body with Banish, but importantly, you don't get the second effect doubled up. As the smoker ability says that you can't restand Don afterwards with any other character abilities, including itself. So he plays down a second one, he doesn't get the extra Don off it, but it's still a pretty good body.
Yeah, it's still a 5/7 with Banish. And then if you somehow like your body dies, which is unlikely in this matchup, at least you have a second one to restand stuff with.
Oh, very good. Moss 9k into leader, and Krullzor does an early Gum Gum Giant. All that Donny ramped just went right back into the deck.
Yeah.
Gives him the Gum Gum Giant, ditches a Rush Sanji, and then a 2k on top of it.
I wonder if maybe it's even better to just let it banish then, but I guess you would have to. I mean, if you take this, so let's say it goes to the trash, so you banish this, but then Moss does like a big swing. At least Moss didn't develop board, and you could still giant and 2k the next swing. You lose a life, but maybe Moss doesn't commit to the 10 swing because he wants to develop board. Because now he
Yeah,
already
absolutely.
gave him the giant and like a card and stuff. So now Moss could just do like a 5 or something and play something else. So maybe taking that is an option.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst, especially now Krullzor's only on 5 Don now, going to 7 instead of the 9 he would have been on. Would have been very nice to have that extra Don.
Yeah.
And then he goes 7 at, is this life or the Zorajiro? Hoping to pick apart more cards from Krullzor's hand. No, that's life, and he takes. Krullzor here on 0 life, under a bit of pressure here. And we get the third Virgo down. I swear, that's 3 Virgos, 2 Kujakus from Moss.
Yeah, the
On
deck has a
5
lot of
of his 8
searches now.
searches.
Moss
Crazy
once
good.
also tried the EB search events, the music ones, because I mean, in this deck it has a lot of targets. It's still a bit awkward to use, but it has a lot of targets.
True, true. It's almost like Shanks. It has a lot of unsearchable top end with the Hody and the Kid. So yeah, the music event might actually be pretty good here. Okay, so he plays down the law, picks up. I didn't quite see what he picked up there. Did you happen to catch that?
Yeah, somehow when people start searching, we start looking in the chat and stuff. Somehow we always it's a common theme of the stream. Not even today. It's like every day when we stream, it doesn't matter who is commentating. We always look away when someone searches.
Ooh, that's a gamma knife coming down from Krullzor. They're very early
Yeah.
onto the smoker and just starts pinging away at the smoker. Obviously, gonna let it go. Um, and then just pinging away at life here.
I only
It'll
has
be
4
interesting
on
to
left.
know if Moss will expect he runs more gamma knife. Obviously, we know that he only runs the one of, but
Mhm.
if he thinks he's going to run more, might still
After
be
yeah.
hesitant to run that ACOS kid.
After seeing it in game 1 being picked up by a search and now it being used so early, I would have probably expected my opponent to play more than one. Just
That is crazy good telegraphing there.
yeah, but it would have been wrong. But I feel like that's the option that makes a lot of sense. Like we saw it in game 1 being picked up, we see it now being used very early, even before kid. So I would expect my opponent to maybe have a second one.
Yeah, absolutely. But if an ACOS kid does come down here, I think Krullzor's going to have a difficult time here. Oh, and here comes the new starter deck chopper, which I'll be honest, I don't know what it does. Do you know what it does?
Yeah, you -2, so perfect for the leader ability, and then you can rest active Don from your opponent. Pretty strong against like the other purple decks, especially against like blue purple. It's very strong because blue purple plays like a 9 cost character and then has 1 Don up. So you play this chopper for 3, get one of it back of the Don back from your leader ability, so you're basically playing it for 2. But you get to rest the opponent's Don, leaving them without giant or gear 2.
Oh, very nice.
But here you only played it for the body, which ended up being removed.
Womp womp.
Yep. In true Moss fashion, we could Hody for the 2 Don. But, I mean, Krullzor doesn't have a lot of Don. So if you just slam big, and even if he has 2 giants and gives you some cards, as long as you don't die, you're fine. And Krullzor's gonna end up at like 2 Don.
True.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think it is just wing big with the smoker here?
Yeah, I think you just jam. You could maybe split, like see what happens when you do 12 or something. Which he doesn't do. It's
Oh, he goes 11.
11. Oh yeah, I'm so ahead on like 6k leaders because there's so many of them. Of course, you go 11 and instead of not 12. Like
If he gets a
green,
Gum Gum Giant, he
green,
gets a 2K and
purple.
a 1K, right?
Yeah, yeah. Green, purple, and blue, purple are both 6k leaders, so I just defaulted
Oh, yeah, of
to
course.
it being a 12k swing. No, but of course it's a 11k swing. 12 would be a bit overkill.
And then is this just going to be Jam 4 on leader, swing 9? Bait
Yeah,
out another Gum Gum Giant?
you could
Puts
do
him
that.
down to, I believe, 2 Don, going into 4 Don on his next turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's to
that's a rough
close
position.
out the game with like 4 done.
Yeah, I think that's the best bet. I mean, obviously, it's still pretty bad if he counters out with 2Ks and a 1K. Because he gets to keep that extra Don and the Giant in his hand. But I still don't think that Krullzor could close out the game here with 6 Don with the bodies he has on the board. I mean, Moss still has 2 life here. So Moss only needs to counter out of 2 of the hits.
Yeah, it's like 6-6-7-7 or like 5-7-7-7. So maybe he has to guard 2 sixes or 5 and the 7, which is not unlikely that he can do
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty doable. Oh, he goes for the Zoro Juro.
Yeah, he
Very
was.
defensive play here after being so aggressive.
And
And then a mole pistol.
now we just get rid of all the. Oh, funny. He mulliganed the Zoro, but ended up killing the law because now he can swing at the Zoro.
Very nice. Just getting that extra value out of Mole Pistol. It's just so good how flexible it is. I mean, we already had a Jet Pistol full cost that KO'd a 6k body, but now we've got a full cost that KO's a 7k body that you can split up however you want, and even if you don't KO something, you just give something a power debuff. So strong.
Yeah, that
What
card
an
is just
upgrade.
better than Jet Pistol in every metric possible. Except for, I guess, except maybe for the trigger, but even that is technically better, but also worse. It's like they gave it the condition with the pop ability. It's like you need a 6K body on board, I think, for the Mulligan, or is it a 7K? I think it's 6K.
It's a 6K body. I always get confused. You need a
Yeah,
6K body, but it can KO a 7K power thing.
but
That's how I try to remember it.
that is so easy to achieve in most decks, especially because like in red, you can just attach it on, and it also counts in your own turn, not on
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
trigger, but in your own turn that works.
But we've got to give Luffy the good cards. He's the hero. He's the guy.
Yeah, give him the 6th manga and 10th leader. I start to
Yeah,
hate the
OP13. Are
character.
we expecting a manga Luffy again?
After being annoyed by so many Luffy leaders, it starts like affecting me as a One Piece fan.
I don't like this Luffy guy. Why? He's too meta in the card game.
Yeah, yeah. It is
Oh
funny how
man.
you now have like a connections to characters that you usually just wouldn't care about most of the time. Like I'm like with Rage is like the best example. Like I couldn't give a shit about fucking Gamma characters in the manga, but now somehow they became a lot more important.
No, I like yeah. I mean, I'm the same with Katakuri. I didn't really delve them too much in the manga, but then I started playing. I was just like, yo, Katakuri's such a cool guy.
Such a cool guy. Why he swings 7?
He's doing 7 and has Big Mom.
Now he has a Cosette body pillow. Yeah, Cosette is crazy. I wouldn't even know what Cosette's name is if I wasn't playing the card game.
Oh, we got the Moss special here. Sorry to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
away
of
from the
course. I
talk,
mean,
but
it's
we
not
got the
even.
Hody.
It's like it's not even a surprise anymore. It's probably you don't even need to commentate it. You could have seen
Yeah, it
this.
looks like Moss is just closing out this game here. I mean, he's shut down the Gun
Yeah,
Gun Giant. Even with a 7K leader, he's only got 7 cards in hand,
yeah,
no
yeah.
blockers.
You just poke the 1/7. Hope you get a 2K maybe, and then you just slam it on Hody.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we're going to game 3 here. Which would be very nice if Moss can count here.
Counting is difficult.
Yeah, we're card game players.
I
We
mean,
can't count.
especially in game 1 where he could have won but didn't. Krullzor also appeared in chat now. We just figured out that in game 1, if he just countered better, he could have won. And then if he wins this game as well, then he would have been in a pretty good spot. But that would have meant that Krullzor would have gotten to go first this game. Okay, yeah, that's.
Yep, he's going to jam. Well, for a second there, I thought he was going to jam it all on one of the Virgos.
Disrespect, yeah, just jam it on Virgo. Okay.
But no, so Moss takes game 2. So we're going to game 3 here. So Krullzor lost that last game. So you think he's going to take first here for game 3?
For sure, for sure. Not only does first suit him very well, also like he wants to take it away from Smoker.
Absolutely. You think both decks perform better on the odd curve?
Yeah, I mean, Krullzor's deck likes to go first because on 3 dawn you ramp to 4 and then you have your 6 drop. But with the list that Krullzor plays with the 4 cost Zorojiro, he's pretty flexible in going first and second. So if Moss played a deck that really, really needs to go second, there's a good chance Krullzor also just takes second here. But yeah, in this matchup, both are very happy to be first.
Absolutely. So we see the lore coming down from Krullzor, searches out that new starter deck Robin. It's a 2K counter and has the same effect as that Zorojiro. So it just makes that early game ramp so much more consistent.
For sure.
So I'm guessing we're going to see that if he doesn't have a Zorojiro in hand, we're going to see that come down on his 3-dawn turn. But instead, Moss plays out Virgo and finds Monet. Very interesting. I did not see that in his list. But he does run it as a 2-of. What are we thinking about that?
Yeah, Monet sometimes can come up. I mean, if you play it, restand some Don, play something else, and then get some rested on as well. Like uh, a great value card.
Absolutely. Great synergy with the Mole Pistol as well. Can KO an 8k. Very nice.
And now you get some Don back.
Oh, yeah, that Sanji is so good for this deck.
Mm-hmm.
Being 6k, you only need to put one Don under it to do your leader ability. So you just get one Don extra value. Really good.
I just realized this Moss going second here also isn't too bad for him. Because like I said earlier, Krullzor ramps to 6, so before Moss's 6th on turn, Krullzor's gonna be on 6. And that means he plays as Beer Luffy in the best case in that turn, maybe. And if Moss has a Smoker, he plays Smoker, restands 3 Don, has 4 Don left, and then he could also Mulligan the Beer Luffy, which is very strong.
Absolutely.
That's a different Luffy, but it is a 6-7. So same thing could happen.
Absolutely. Now, I'm just, again, these starter deck cards, I need to look them up a bit more thoroughly, but doesn't the Beer Luffy have a condition where your opponent has to be on at least 5 Don?
Yes, it is. But I mean, just getting it out early doesn't hurt as well. So it swings next turn, being a 6-7. But yeah, he wouldn't have gotten a. He wouldn't have become a 7k leader on this turn. Yeah. Sunday kind of didn't want you to ramp into those cards, which as a Rager player, I'm really happy about. Because that makes this matchup kind of my favorite word, free win.
Is every win for you not just a free win?
Yeah, and every loss is unfortunate. It's just unlucky. Yeah, it's
Just
not a real
unlucky.
game.
Bad draws.
But no, you can just easily stay on 4 Don as the Rager, and then all the effects don't work. Rush Luffy will never have Rush. Beer Luffy will never buff the leader. So just
Oh, perfect.
so you're just beating a 5k leader with a bunch of 5k bodies. It's very strong.
Oh, we see the Mole Pistol come down here for Moss. Gets rid
Yeah,
of that Rush Luffy.
yeah.
So good.
Just what I mentioned. You have this 4 Don up, and then you can use the Morgan, which is very strong because that 6 drop could do some crazy work later on. Because restanding is crazy. Restanding with Rush is like already very strong, but if it's sticking on the board, then you can do some crazy swings. Just attaching a bunch of Don to it.
Yeah, true. That sticking on the board is always such a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Do we have another mole pistol though? Because that would,
Oh, another Mole Pistol
yeah,
would be so good for Moss here. Put him in such a good position. You pretty much dominate the board here because he would still have Don left over to develop the board. Maybe get down another smoker, even put down a block chopper or something like that.
he could play Hody and Mulgan. Because he plays it for 4, restands 3, and has 7 Don left on his 8 Don turn. So yeah, he could.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be the worst to go down to 1 life, even if Krullzor has a second Rush Luffy. I think he can still get out of it. Doesn't quite die. Plays a Kujaku, finds another smoker. So yeah, I think if a Mole Pistol comes down, can then play the smoker afterwards. I'm just trying to see how much Don Moss is on. I think he's on 8 Don. He's just tapped 2, so he's on 6. He plays that down for 4, so he's got 2, and then he reaches. Oh no, he'd be 1 Don off. Wait, 6, 2. No, he can. He can. Ugh, maths.
Okay, buffs
But he
is,
uses both
yeah.
Kujaku, swings 9 with the smoker, tries to bait out a Gum Gum Giant, or just a 2k and a 1k.
These new searches with like extra effects are kind of strong. Because basically played them for 0 cost now. Just gaining 2 aggressive Don.
Oh, I love them, especially that new Yamato from the Star deck. I've been using that in Blue Yellow Nami as a Wano build. So strong. You've basically just
Mm,
played a 1 cost 3k searcher. So it's the
yeah,
vanilla stat line, but you also got to draw a card off it.
yeah.
So good. quite like that direction for searches now.
Yeah, the Kujaku does it. The new pudding does it. The Yamato does it. What is there more? Not sure. I guess this
I'm sure there'll be
carrot,
more coming out.
carrot maybe the one that stacks top three, and then you pop it and give like you get
Oh,
the
I
one
guess
K back.
yeah. It doesn't quite get you a card, but it still
Yeah,
has a pretty good effect.
yeah. It's basically 1K in hand still, even after using it.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Um, we saw a counter there from Krullzor. He used his jet Gatling and tossed another rush Luffy there. So that's two of them gone. He's only got one more.
Yeah,
So it might be hard for him to close out the game later if he doesn't find it.
yeah. And maybe this time we don't have the gamma knife for Kid. That could also be a threat in the future. We do play Sanji and Chopper and leave two down up, I guess. Yeah.
Interesting there that he chose the chopper instead of the smoker we know he has in his hand. I think I might have gone for the smoker there because we know he can't close out the game here.
It could be him just setting up for future Kid turn, just now wanting to take the life, but it is interesting that he left up two down already. I feel like if you probably would have gotten more value out of just attaching them as well and then trying to do like an 11K banish maybe even instead of the 9, because he's definitely not gonna use the igloo this turn if he wants to play Kid next turn. And I don't think Krullzor is gonna swing it to the smoker here. Like an 8K buddy. That's gonna be difficult.
Absolutely. I mean, especially with the blocker chopper on the board, if he commits too much
Mm,
to killing this smoker, he just blocks.
yep. I mean, you could swing like an 8 on it if you're really trying to starve your opponent. If you're expecting the kit and you have no out for it, that is an option. He does use the igloo.
Oh, very early Igloo. Perhaps he doesn't
Yeah.
have Kid in his hand.
I mean, it's good. It's great value. You buff your leader by 3 and then you could reduce the Luffy leader by 2. So it's basically back to 5K.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's might be what he's done here.
Yeah, and then if you still have the chopper on board, which is a 7K blocker in this case. So Krullzor has to attach 2 more down if he wants to swing his leader. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a free block.
I think if that's the case, yep, that's just 5 into leader. I think that might just be an easy block, unless. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe Moss does just forget and gives him a 1K counter.
Yeah, I mean you can test your opponent, yeah.
Absolutely, but that was an easy block from the chopper there. I don't think he gets punished for that at all.
Oh.
And Krullzor passes with 4 Don open, just plays down a Robin blocker. Incredible. Hody ain't gonna be a problem for him this
Yeah,
turn.
he has realized Moss is the fishman. He always has it.
Absolutely. So, what are we thinking the best play for Moss here? Are we thinking the 8 cost kid?
We are a bit low in hand size, but how many cards did he have? Like 5. So if you play Kid in the body, we're only on 3. That's probably still very good. We saw him have like a dragon in his deck as well. Like dragon wouldn't be bad. Like dragon would put a lot of pressure.
True Dragon could be a very strong play here.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big 9K body. Without that Gamma Knife, it's
yeah.
going to be very hard for Krullzor to get rid of it.
And you restand 3 down, you get 2 attached. So you're basically playing the dragon for basically no don. You get 3 back, you get like 5 don from it back. Like 4 cost 9K rush, basically.
What a card. Moss is just taking his time to think about it. I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty important turn here. To be honest, I'm thinking if Krullzor wants to spend a pretty weak turn just playing down a blocker and leaving a load of Don up, then yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to go for lethal here. I think you just chip away 7Ks at this Luffy. But no, he doesn't listen to me. He just goes 9, presumably at
Yeah.
leader with that banish.
9
Let's
technically
actually
is
just
not
block with a
great
Robin.
because like gets so easily answered by Giant. But yeah, the Robin blocker kinda indicates he might not have it. And he's looking for it. Picks
Ooh,
up a
doesn't
2k.
find it. Gets a 2k. Still pretty good. Oh, and here comes the ACOS kid. Very good card. Essentially making him an 8k leader, which is going to stop these 7k pokes from the Beer Luffy and the Leafy leader. It's going to be very strong here. Krullzor's got to hope that he finds his Gamma Knife if he already doesn't have it in hand.
Oh yeah, true, he has one Giant from the search. They just decided not to use it and just use the Robin the Robin this turn.
Very interesting. I guess use it before it gets rested by Hody.
Yeah.
Could be an idea.
And it's free this turn, might not be free in like a different turn, depending on what he wants to do.
Absolutely. But we didn't see anything played off the kid ability here, so it doesn't look like Moss has got any more cheap blockers in hand. No
Yeah.
Borsalinos, no Resonantes.
I see another
We see
Robin.
another Robin blocker.
It's a good card. And then 8. So no Gamma Knife.
Oh, he's just going to plink away at this kid, trying to reduce Moss's hand size.
8.
Yep, 8 again. Probably going to attach 2, go 8 with the Zorajiro.
Yeah, maybe there's just 3 Hodies in his hand. He has to block.
I mean, if he does have the counter here, he should counter up, but it doesn't look like he does.
Yeah, that's why like using the Igloo early was probably pretty troll. Like last turn. Instead of
Yeah.
using Igloo, you just take the life.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that hand size up. If you're playing ACOS Kid anyway, even if you are a bit wary of the Gamma Knife, you still want those extra resources in hand to protect the kid anyway.
For sure.
And the kid goes down. Krullzor here didn't really develop his board outside of the Robin blocker. So I think now it's just a game of attrition here.
Yeah, which Smoker's not too great at. He's slowly losing cards every time. He doesn't really gain resources from anything. There's no way of drawing any cards. And Krullzor has Robin that replaced itself in hand as soon as you use the ability. Giant obviously pretty strong. So you have good options to stay high in cards.
Yeah, absolutely. I think yeah, it's going to be tough for Moss to win the resource game here. This game's now coming towards a pace that Krullzor likes. So I think, it's going to be really tough for Moss to close out this game. But it's not over yet. He's a man of many Hodies. So we could see it coming down here.
Yeah.
I mean, if a Hodie does come down, do we rest the Robin and one Don, or do we rest 2 Don here?
I think we rest the Robin in 1 Don. If it was 2 Don, I would probably rest the 2 Don and keep the Robin up. But I think if there's like a Don left anyways, then yeah, we rest the Robin instead of the Dons. But if there's exactly 2 Don left, I would rest the 2 Don instead of Robin.
Okay, we're going 9 into the leader. Again, doesn't use Gum Gum Giant. Instead, just blocks with the Robin. Finds a Jet Gatling. I believe that's the last Jet Gatling in his
Yeah.
deck.
This Robin has been crazy. Finding like 2Ks and 0 cost events and stuff now. Yeah. I mean, blocking here is fine. It was a 9K swing. You don't need to use the Giant yet. And if Moss commits to two big swings, he's not developing anything, so that's okay for a cruiser. And if Moss wants to develop something, there's no like bigger swing than 9 coming. So blocking is decent.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it's a pretty difficult position for Moss. I mean, maybe you do just put Krullzor on. Maybe he only has one Gum Gum Giant that he found earlier and
Mm.
has no others in hand. And this 3 Don is simply, I had nothing else to play.
Yeah, I mean this 9 we saw him just pick up the zero cost event, so this 9 would be easily counted out of the zero cost event if he wanted to use it. Instead he uses giant on a 1k, so yeah. That is very telling.
So I think then Moss might just go another big swing into leader, try to get that last life off of him. I think ideally Moss wants to put him in a position where he can just Hody Jones next turn and go for game. But it really depends if Moss can live this next turn. I think he can with 2 life. And he's still got a couple of cards in hand, so I don't think he's in danger of dying next turn.
I mean he could be.
But
He couldn't defend the kid, so his hand might not be full of counters.
that's true, very true. He hasn't used leader ability yet either, so he's all the smoker ability, so he still has essentially 3 extra Don to play with if he does play something down. He does play down the smoker, gets back 3 Don. It's just going to be 8k at leader. 6 at the Zorajuro. Just try and get an extra card out of hand. Very nice. Passes with 2 Don open. We saw he used the 10-layer igloo before. Is this the bluff? Does he believe? Does Krullzor believe that Moss has a second 10-layer igloo? Oh, Moss, you're playing with fire here. I mean, it could work. There's a chance that Krullzor maybe just hasn't checked out Moss's list. And, or maybe he thinks, maybe for this matchup, he has teched in an extra 10-layer igloo.
Chopper would be interesting now, because then you get to rest one of the Don. The chopper we saw in, was it game 1 or 2? I think it was game 2.
Oh, last game,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, Residon. But then, gotta be where maybe he does have a one-of Rad Beam or a Divine Departure.
We
And here
do,
comes down that chopper.
we do see the chopper.
Of course, we know from this perspective that that's not really a problem for Moss, as that was all a bluff all along. So just forcing out that chopper already is pretty good value for that 2-Don bluff.
For sure. It's just 2 Don less for Moss to deal with.
Absolutely, and as that required a Dom -2, so he's used his leader ability already, Krullzor. If he does swing with this Luffy and uses the ability, that's another Dom -2. So that's now eating away at Krullzor's Don count here. Which could get rough if he decides to play a few more Gum Gum Giants next turn. So we see an 8k swing here. Is this going to be at leader or at the smoker?
That's gonna be a leader for sure. I don't think. I mean, he could try to kill the smoker. We saw him Moss not having a lot of counter on hand earlier, so if he's 100% sure he's not gonna die, then he could also try to just clear the board. Yeah, it is that board, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's just clearing board.
I mean, we saw Moss search for Tashigi, so that is in his hand.
Yeah, I think looking at if Moss is looking at his hand here, if he couldn't defend the kid, I think he probably needs to let the smoker and the Sanji go and just take some of his life here.
I
Maybe
would
just
have
go for the
maybe
game next
even
turn.
even liked to swing life first anyways with like either 7 or like just a 6 Zoro or something. Because there's usually just no way Moss takes it. Then he dies. So you get a card out of his hand before and then swing into the smoker. Now we got the 2k that we searched earlier. So maybe on the 6th swing we could have gotten a 2k before swinging at the smoker.
True, true. Looks like Moss is maybe going to defend this again. If he does, that will force out the swing from the Zorajiro into the smoker. He will have to attach 2 Don, though.
Yeah, dies.
No, he lets it go.
Mm-hmm.
Very fair, very fair.
The only risk
And
of yeah, I was gonna say the only risk of doing like 6 first at lead is just Moss taking it and actually having like something like Radical Beam in his hand and then being able to defend out of all the swings if Krullzor decides to go for game. Yeah, we did a 7 at leader.
oh, okay, this is a pretty rough spot for Moss here.
Not for
One
Moss.
life, doesn't have a lot of board.
For Moss, it's a hoodie spot.
It is a Hody spot.
Mm.
And again, we're in that position. So that chopper, is that a blocker, correct?
Yeah, that is a blocker, but here I would definitely rest it 2 on. Or would I? Yeah, I think I would. I think I'm always fine with him blocking rather than using Giant, maybe. That's a good question.
I think it would be the 2 Don because
Yeah, I
you
also think
don't
so.
want him cycling out into more counter. If
Yeah,
Krullzor's hand is bricked as Moss, you probably don't want it. Whereas the blocker chopper here um, only stops one attack and doesn't let him filter. So I think if you really believe that Krullzor's hand is a load of bricks and like 2 Gum Giants, then for sure rest of the 2 Don.
yeah, we do know there's zero cost event as well though. So getting through Chopper, the life, and the zero cost event with Hody, Leader, and Smokers not possible. So I guess in that case you would have to rest the blocker and just pay doesn't have Giant.
True.
Because we would need like 3 10k swings at least to connect. And we cannot do 10 10 10. So we would have to rest the chopper and try to connect 2 different swings. So yeah, I think it's the Don and chopper actually.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Looks like Moss is thinking about that right now.
Yeah, he cannot connect 3 swings, so he has to rest chopper and the Don.
Oh, my judge radar just went off there. He
Because he
took the
took.
life, so technically he can't rest anything now.
Yeah, sometimes Moss forgets to take life, and now he takes it too early.
Actually, you missed the timing on that. You don't get to rest anything.
I would be crazy if Krullzor said it in that moment. Nah. You cannot rest my chopper now.
God, that's always the worst as a judge when you're on stream and you've got to be so strict and someone just misses the slight timing and you're just like, no, you don't actually get that buff. It's like with the Houndblaze back in OP5 days where people would do the bottom deck and then they go, and then plus 3k, and you'd be like, nah.
But
You
like,
missed it.
I feel like as a judge, I would have just said nothing. It's like of course, it's meant to be that way.
Yeah, it's a
I guess
it's
you
a
have
tough
to.
thing because obviously in the locals with friendlies and stuff, like of course you mean it that way. There's no way you're not going to get the effect, but some people are just so specific about the timings, and some opponents will just be like,
It's the same
no,
with
no, no, it
BY
says it on the card. The
babies.
sequencing's on the card. What, are we just throwing out the rules now? What
Yeah.
is this?
It's like BY babies when you forgot to buff your leader,
Oh my
technically.
god, they're the worst.
That's even worse, yeah.
Why does it say up to one of your leaders?
Yeah.
You have one leader. Stop accounting for buddy battle. Bandai, please, no one plays that format.
I feel like I could have won so many regional games that I maybe lost against PY if I had done that. Because like all the people forget, like they just say nothing or don't point anything out or like didn't use the dice as correctly or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, for me on a judge side, like I just need the slightest hint on the little babies that you have like indicated to your leader. You've said something about buff to your leader plus 2k or something before you do like the Sabo effect or the Rocket Luffy effect, something like that. Just anything, even just like a point to your leader before you do that, and that's fine by me. But some people just miss even that, and it's
Yeah.
so painful. Yeah, some of the timing in this game
Okay, so now we cannot win anymore, probably, unless we connect an 8-8 or a 7-9. But there's still the 0 cost, I think.
yeah, because what, that was 8, 9, 10 at leader.
Yeah, it would have been
Kind of now with
10-11,
2
but now that Krullzor gave him the counter, he has to do 8-8 or 7-9. You would usually just do 8-8.
Yeah, I think 8-8 might be the play, and just hope that he doesn't have a giant or a 2k. I think it's very possible. He just gave 2 2ks there. Maybe the rest of his hand is bricks.
He does
No, he just
go
goes
for
5 into the
chopper.
chopper. He's going to try and live. Is he a liver?
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, if he tries to survive this, there's no way out. Not enough cards in his hand to survive this board. So yeah, this is a bit troll.
I think, yeah, sometimes in these situations, however likely it might be, you've still got to go for your outs.
Yeah, if you try to survive here, you have, like, let's say you play like a blocker, you have 4 cards in hand, your opponent swings, what, like, just 7, for example, and then, or 8, and you counter, then your leader gets buffed, there's still a 7k. I think it's just math.
Very interesting there.
Yeah.
Moss swings 7k into the Zoro Duro. Krullzor don't think he had a 2k, so he had to jet Gatling a Sanji away
Yeah,
to
that's just
save the
math.
7k into the 6k. But he
I
has
mean,
another Sanji.
this is even worse, but it would have been math regardless. Because you can just do like 9, he counters, 9-9, he dies.